On September 28, 1901, Filipino guerrillas launched a surprise attack on Company C of the U.S. 9th Infantry in Balangiga, eastern Samar. The guerrillas had carefully planned this attack for weeks, knowing that the Americans would be vulnerable when they arrived in the town square. And so, as the Americans approached, the Filipinos opened fire, killing about 54 of them. This event is known as the Balangiga Encounter, and it's a pivotal moment in the Philippine-American War. You see, at this point in the war, the Americans had taken control of most of the major cities in the Philippines, but they were still struggling to hold on to some of the more rural areas. And it was here in the remote jungles of Samar Island that the Filipino guerrillas launched their most famous attack. The Filipino people had suffered greatly at the hands of the Americans and their soldiers. So, in response, the U.S. military began a brutal campaign to crush the Filipino resistance. But despite the odds, the Filipinos fought back, and they did so with a vengeance. They ambushed supply columns, blew up bridges, and launched surprise attacks on military outposts. And one of the most famous of these attacks was the Battle of Balangiga. It was a battle that the Filipino people had carefully planned for weeks, knowing that the Americans would be vulnerable when they arrived in the town square. And so, as the Americans approached, the Filipinos opened fire, killing about 54 of them. The attack was a resounding victory for the Filipino guerrillas, but it came at a cost. Many of the guerrillas were killed or wounded in the battle, and the war would drag on for another 2 years. But the Filipino people never forgot their victory at Balangiga, and the battle has become a symbol of the Filipino spirit of resistance against foreign invaders.